It's ZeroGuardian, back for another episode of ZeroGuardian Plays Through his Steam library. Today I am playing Sanctum, which is it's a rather interesting game. So there's been a lot of games that have come out of this last... Back for another episode of ZeroGuardian. I thought I muted that library. Today... Apologize. Thought I had that muted. Anyways, joys of streaming. Oh well. Anyways, so... today we're playing Sanctum, and over the last few years there's been several games that have come out in the tower defense genre, and probably most notably of those would be like Defense Grid, and there's several others, Tower Wars, and so forth. Well, this is another tower defense game. This one has a little bit of a slight difference to it in the fact that it has you playing as a first-person character while you play the game. And so I was always really interested in this. Again, and I know I say this a lot in my streams, but it's one of those games that's been in my collection for quite a while. I just haven't gotten around to playing it before. And, so I've been looking forward to this. I've always enjoyed tower defense games, and so I think, tossing it in where you're also a, first-person element where you're able to do additional damage yourself and so forth, I think it's kind of fun. It should be interesting. So I'm looking forward to playing this. There is a sequel to this, and the sequel is also on my list of games to play. And so I'm sure I'll get to that at some point down the road. I probably won't be anytime soon, like in the next month or two, but I may try to get it in, maybe before summer or something on those lines. I've got so many games on my list, I'm trying not to do too many similar games back to back. But anyways... So hopefully, hopefully we'll be able to find out if this is any good, and if it's not, maybe I'll skip Sanctum 2 altogether. I don't know. Probably not. I would still, I don't want to give, I don't want to take away a game just because its prequel wasn't very good, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to trying it out, and hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it blows me away, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome, and maybe will encourage me to play the second one later on. But anyways, as always, I'm doing these streams every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and every Friday and optionally Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. This Saturday I will be playing a game, so tomorrow I'll be doing Endless Space, so that should be a lot of fun. I should also have the schedule for games next week up on the forums. Of course, the forums is forums.spacepotatoes.com, which you can see right there. And so, yeah, the forums got a lot of good information on there. There's a really good group of people, and we have regularly scheduled game night every Friday. Tonight we're going to be playing Killing Floor 2. Next week, I believe we're playing Block and Load, which is another game that I actually haven't played before. So I'm interested to give that one a shot. So I'm definitely looking forward to Block and Load next week. And I think we've got, I don't know what the other games are for the month, but they're also on the forums. They're right up at the top when you first get to the forums themselves. We try to keep those kind of front and center, because that's one of the things that we hope to get a little more, more people in there. We've got a pretty good active community, but yeah, you're definitely welcome to join that. And of course, if you have any questions about any of the games that I'm playing, or if you would, want to look through the list of games that I have coming up, those are all on the forums. You're welcome to update the thread and request that a game be played sooner rather than later. And I will do my best to get those in earlier into the rotation. So definitely looking forward to all of that. I've got so many games to get through. It's going to take me a while. I probably won't even finish all the games that I have with my current schedule of streams and so forth. I probably won't have them finished till, I would say at the earliest, probably middle of next year, maybe later than that, especially if there's other games that because I'm constantly buying games. And granted, a lot of the games I'm buying right now are mostly newer titles that I'm more likely to play right off the bat. And some of those I might actually end up throwing into the mix, like as I'm going through and playing games. So keep an eye out for that as well. But anyways, back to Sanctum. So as always, just really quickly, I want to go through the available options for the game, just so you can kind of get an idea of all of that. You do have full gameplay options here. You can change some of the visual elements on the UI. I think I may bump the field of view up. And then you can change the language that's in the game and so forth, which is always nice. Going over to graphics, you have your resolution options available to you. Of course, you can go full screen and change all of the various options. Again, I've got a fairly high-end PC, so I'm just kind of maxing everything out. Although this is a fairly older game, so I would imagine that you could play this with mostly completely decked out settings, even on a computer that's you know, a year or two old. It's been out for, I think, 3 or 4 years. I might be mistaken on that. So you might even be able to get away with full graphics on a much older computer. I gotta be honest, I'm not sure exactly how intense this game is. I know it uses Unreal Engine 3, so you know, take that for what it's worth. Most Unreal Engine games are actually scaled pretty well, so even, you know, adjusting some of the graphic settings down a bit, it's not likely to impact the way the game looks that much. Switching over to controls, this is all about sensitivity for the mouse and so forth, and if you wanted to invert your controls, although why you would want to do that, I have no idea. But that's an option for you. Jumping over to sounds, I am pleased to see that in this game they have decided to split out the different audio into various options. So you've got music and voice. Tone down the music just a little bit. So everything's all split out, which is what I like to see. It also has a text-to-speech engine, which I think is kind of cool. So the audio section, definitely pleased with. It's more games need to make sure to have, you know, all this split out so that you can adjust the volume and settings to your liking. Jumping over to key bindings, it's just standard key binding transitions, so you know, it's all up to you on that one. You know, if you wanted to change the controls, but they are fully adjustable. Because as I have seen in some previous games, that's apparently not always going to be the case in some games, which I think is unfortunate, but whatever. But anyways, so that's Sanctum. So why don't we go ahead and jump in and actually see what this game is all about. I have run through just the tutorial really quick. It's very, very simple. Only takes about 3 or 4 minutes to jump through. So if you haven't played the game, I'd recommend doing that really quick because it just kind of gives you a kind of a breakdown of the very basic essentials of the game. I'm hoping the single player kind of helps to flesh it out a little bit more, but we'll see. So let's jump right in. All right, so we got a level select. I already did that. Alright. I'm going to leave things on normal because I don't know how difficult the game is, so I want to kind of see that first. So it looks like they're showing the paths. Okay, so here it's showing, alright, so you got the monster paths here, so they'll go, this looks like there's multi-leveled. And then you also have sections here that allow you to put in your blocks like that. And so typically with a game like this, I like to try to coordinate everything through a single path so you can concentrate all of your damage to those or along that path, which is usually the best idea. I don't think this game is like Defense Grid, where like the core has little components that they actually pull and take back with them. I think in this case, they get to the core and then just start doing damage. So, and your core health is shown to you on the UI, and I'll try to point that out when I start playing the game. But as you can see here on the little display, so you've got the paths that show up, you've got the little white boxes, those are all the locations that you can build your towers on, and then these little yellow circle things, those are teleporters. And I'll show you when I get into the game. You can kind of go into like an overhead view, and then you can select one of the teleporters and your character will be instantly transported to those. And the other nice thing about being transported or teleporters is teleporters take you up a level, and so you're actually able to jump on top of your different towers and kind of utilize that to help you out. So I think what I will probably end up doing is I'll probably be closing off this path here completely so that they don't utilize this, and then kind of making like a zigzag pattern around here so they're kind of forced to follow this and then lead them over this way, and then again through the big section of towers over here before they finally make their way over to the core. So hopefully I'll be able to put out enough damage that way to deal with it. We'll see. Let's start this game off. Alright, so ZeroGuardian. Press weapons or towers button to choose your equipment. Sniper rifle is a high-powered weapon that has the potential to do massive damage, especially if you hit an enemy's weak spot. Upgrading sniper rifle does not increase damage. The amount of bullets in one clip is increased as well. Does not only increase the damage. So it increases damage and then also increases the amount of bullets. Okay. Assault gun. Is a powered-up handheld version of the Gatling Tower. However, due to its high power, it has a tendency to overheat during prolonged use. It is equipped with grenade launcher, secondary fire. The grenade damage. The grenades damage a huge area. Okay. Freeze gun launches a sticky ball that drains the speed of those who come too close. The secondary fire mode launches a grenade that freezes any enemy caught in the blast. That's kind of cool. The shotgun. Close quarters combat powerhouse. The primary fire shoots a hail of bullets at decent speed. The secondary fire allows you to load several shotgun shells and shoot them all at the same time, maximizing damage and havoc. Okay. Rex. Rex launcher is a rapid-fire missile cannon. It shoots highly explosive missiles. Secondary fire allows you to lock onto targets and fire a swarm of targets seeking explosive missiles. And then Tesla. The ETK Tesla prototype is a handheld version of the lightning tower with capacity for constant streams of lightning that hit a small area. Secondary fire discharges a powerful part that bounces between targets. Oh, that's kind of cool. I think I will... I'm going to get rid of the assault and load up the shotgun and get rid of the freeze and load up the Rex. I think that's what I want. So shotgun, sniper, and a missile launcher. I think that'll be good. Okay, we'll accept that. And towers. Alright, so I've got Gatling, lightning, and scatter laser. Fires high-powered laser beams at enemies. As a side effect of having to channel such high-powered energies, the targeting system may be a little erratic. Lightning. The lightning turret sends bolts of lightning at over 9,000 ampere upon all unsuspecting intruders. Every shot is very powerful, therefore it takes some time to recharge between each shot. At higher levels, the bolts bounce between targets. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, so the block will have the teleporter. So the Gatling doesn't do a ton of damage, but it has good speed and decent range. That one does a ton of damage. That one does a little damage, but better speed and range. Okay. I kind of like this one. I may get rid of the lightning one. Let's see what we got here. We got a slow field. We got an amp field. Molecular penetration field loosens up the bindings in the molecules of any creature inside its border. The weak molecular bindings cause creatures to take increased damage from the field. Penetrator. The penetrator shoots concentrated beams of plasma with enough energy to melt through foes. Enemies behind the initial target will take damage as the shots penetrate all living things. Ooh. Okay. Mortar. Explosive object mortar contraption fires explosive shells over great distances. The only drawback to the great range is that it takes a while for the projectile to reach a target. The explosive shell damage a huge area. Your drone hovers above the block tower, shooting at any foe it can see, be it earthbound or airborne. Well, that's good to know. It doesn't look like there's airborne in this one. At least it didn't indicate that on the paths, so I'm hoping that there's none of that. Killing floor is very much a reusable landmine with lasers instead of explosions. Damages all enemies that step on it, and after a short recharge time, it'll be able to attack again. Accelerator. The accelerator has the potential for incredible fire rates. The only drawback is its targeting system, which might need a while to warm up. Okay. I think I want to replace this with the penetrator. Let's try that. This will be kind of interesting. I've never used any of these, so I mean, well, apart from the Gatling, which you use in the tutorial. So I am interested to see all of this in action. All right, let's equip. Welcome to the mine. You're here to defend the core. That's the core. So we'll attempt to reach this location. We'll come from here, looking for the shortest way to reach the core. Blocking paths, construct blocks on key locations to force enemies to take the longest way possible to the core. Use the overview and try to calculate which path the enemies will take. Be prepared.
defense grid set to building mode. Start preparing for the attackers by building defensive towers.
So apparently this is one of those games where it's easier to run. Alright, so when you build a tower, you have to first build a block, and so you'll see over here on the left I've got the option to build a block, televator, Gatling, penetrator, or scatter laser. So I have to build a block first, and so you just left-click to build. If I wanted to sell it, I could hold right-click. And so the nice thing about doing this is it will alter the path of the tank. So I'm going to go ahead and put I'm going to make this one a Gatling. And so you can see the towers are actually, or the guns and weapons are actually inside the block. They're not on the top like in a lot of tower defense games. So most of these I don't believe will be able to attack things that are in the air. I also have the option to upgrade towers. At least as far as I know right now, the waves will only start when I hit enter after I've finished my building phase. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So I'm going to put a block here, and then I'm going to put a block here to... Looks like they're already following that path. I think if I was to put another block here, though, they might go the other path. How much money do I have? 992 resources. Okay, so it's down there at the bottom. And then you can see in the bottom left corner there, the little spinning circle, that's the health of the core. So if I put a block here, and then a block here, yeah. So now they're going to go up this way, but that means I can just put a block here, and then we'll be able to... There we go. So now I want to make this a penetrator. And I want to make this a scatter laser. Oh, so the scatter laser goes up on top. Okay, that's interesting. Let's make this one also a scatter laser, and then this one a Gatling. I'm going to make that one Gatling. As you can see, this one here is one of those elevator / teleport. So if I hit tab, you can see I have the overview now. And so like I can click on any of these here in order to teleport around the map. So I can like click this one and now I teleport here. And then I can hit tab and teleport over here. So you're able to quick travel around the map if you want to, which is pretty cool. Alright, so we got those. Can you build blocks on top of blocks? No, it doesn't look like you can. Okay. So what I've done right now is, of course, I've got a zigzag pattern here. So they're going to come in, they'll head this way, then they'll be forced around. Hopefully these scatter lasers are able to hit them okay. Again, I've never used these, so I don't know how well that'll work. But we're going to find out. Now, right now, they're still heading this way because they want to head the quickest route to the core. So, again, I want to block this off. And the way I want to do that is I think I'm going to just have a path straight this way, like that. Oh, I won't be able to. Okay, so I'll have to have this one. So, we're going to build a block here, a block here, a block here, and a block there. And then I'm going to put another block here and make this a teleporter. And that way I can get up on top of these if I want. And so now they're forced to go that way. And so now if I hit tab, you'll see they'll come up here, but now they can come this way. So I'll probably end up putting another block here. But I want to see if this is enough to take care of the first wave. Because I'm not sure how money works and all that in this game yet. So, I don't know if you earn, like, only per per resource, or if you get more based on the resources you have. That'd be that kind of similar to how defense grid is set up. So in that case, let's put, yeah, we're gonna make that one of those, and then I want to do a penetrator here and a scatter laser there. Let's see how this will work for us. I can't walk through those, so just good to know. Alright, so up here. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit enter to start the first wave, because I'm curious to see how well this will work. And, you know, I guess we'll just see how it goes.
Defense sequence activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode.
So we got enemies incoming. Alright, the Gatlings should start shooting down. Oh yeah.
Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, obviously the first wave was pretty easy. They barely made any traction whatsoever. Okay, so yeah, and I gained 60 resources for that one. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do the next wave, and we'll just see how it
Defense
goes.
sequence activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode.
Alright, so we're already double the enemies. They're still those same pretty basic enemies. Okay, so yeah, so okay, so I was able to get that one. Alright, but that one we can tell that they were able to get much further. So now we need to start working on getting this path to go through the big section over here, which is where I'm hoping to have the most damage. So let's see, I guess I will put a block here and have this as a Gatling. Gatling would work. Let's do a Gatling here. But I think I want to go ahead and maybe upgrade some of our stuff down here. And see how that does for us. So, alright, so I got 200 resources, so let's go ahead and upgrade that one. Upgrade that one. That would be 40 to upgrade. That one. Let's upgrade that one. That one. This one. Upgrade that one. And upgrade that one. Alright. Alright, so there's several that have been upgraded to medium. Level 2. So let's see how that goes.
Defense sequence activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode.
Okay, so this is... looks like a lot of really small enemies. So hopefully they're able to kill them pretty quickly. Yep. They're able to do that.
Turret nodes
Excellent.
in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
Okay, so is everything... Alright, let's go like this. And then let's come up here just in case. 'Cause I don't know. Alright, so the next wave there on the bottom right has some weird enemy type I've not seen yet, so just do I want to do a zigzag pattern here again? That's what I'm gonna do. That'll work. Alright. So let me tab and over here. I'll get this started.
Defense sequence activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode.
What the hell is that? Damage these guys in their eyes. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, no. Ah, no. Oh, jeez. No! Oh, I didn't realize this. Okay, just a second. Checkpoints are 5 waves. It sucks. To start over.
Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to Building mode.
Okay. Now another thing I realized I didn't explain is let's see, how do I shift. So you can also upgrade your weapons rather than the turrets. The enemies coming right now look like they're the smaller ones. I think I'll be able to deal with those, so I may upgrade my weapons really quick in order to do a little better here. Let's see how that goes. Let me try out this one here and see what it does.
Defense sequence
Right. Let's see what
activated.
happens.
Defense grid set to extermination mode.
Gosh, I really need a teleport one over here. Okay.
Turret nodes in hibernation.
Just
Defense grid
barely
set
got
to
that.
building mode.
Alright, I'm gonna put a teleporter over here because I really need one. Shit. There we go. Alright. Alright. Now, let's upgrade some of this stuff. Alright, we got a new enemy type coming in. Again, I don't know what these are, so we're gonna have to figure it out. I really feel like this game could have used a slightly better tutorial for like the enemy types, because they don't seem to do a very good job of like explaining that to you. Okay. Okay, we'll see how this goes.
Defense sequence activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode.
Looks like those guys are slowed down by constantly going back and
building
forth.
mode.
Okay, looks like the next wave is going to have some big hulking guys. We'll see what those are like. I want to get some more upgrades. Let's not bother with those. Let's get this upgraded. That upgraded. could also lay down blocks all the way over to here to force them to walk all the way this way. I think have an even longer path. Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
Defense sequence activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode.
Yep. Big hulking guy. No! Wow.
Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
Jeez, that guy's tough. Alright. Yuki. That was fun. Not really. Okay, let's more damage down over here. Alright, this one I want to be this one. Alright. This is not going terribly well, but we'll see.
Defense sequence activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode. Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
Man. A lot of damage. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Holy crap! Wow, that's a lot of damage. And then let's work over here and do blocks. There. Alright. So I've got a nice long winding path. I might have been able to do a slightly better path by going through and having them come, like, so come through here next to all of these, but then actually had gone this way, and then had them kind of loop back around, like force them to where they can't go here, and then loop back around here, and then instead have to go through the same stuff this way, and then have the zigzag over there. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how it goes.
Activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode. Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to.
So I got 300 that time. Upgrade these maybe. Shotgun's really nice, I gotta say. I think that's probably one of the better better weapon options. Alright.
Defense sequence activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode.
There we
Turret
go.
nodes in hibernation.
Nice.
Defense grid set to.
Alright, I want to upgrade my sniper rifle. Yes. I need an additional shot. Okay. And we're gonna skip on upgrading that. So, alright, towers. Alright, I want to get some of these upgraded. That one. And this one. And then that one. Oh, okay. That. That one I want to be a scatter. Yep. Okay. Use some extra damage right at the very end.
Defense sequence activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode. Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
Alright. This one to be... Ah, no, 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 no. Dang it. Totally screwed that up. And this one.
Defense sequence activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode.
Okay, good.
Defense grid sanitation. Building mode.
Okay. Could upgrade 2 of those. Do need a lot of damage right now. equals to, that would be 320, 75. Dang, 120. That's a lot of damage. Alright.
Defense sequence activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode. Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode. Defense sequence activated. Defense grid set to extermination mode. Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
Oh joy, big honking guy and the ones that I have to...
Defense sequence activated.
This could be
Defense
fun.
grid set to extermination mode. Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
The small guys and the ones that
Defense
slow
sequence
down when you turn.
activated.
Okay.
Defense grid set to extermination mode. Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
17 waves. Upgrade my weapons this time around, see how it goes. It's definitely interesting. I really like the various aspects of the game because, like, you know, of course you have to do your tower defense, but then you also, I like that it, you know, certain things require you to, you know, do stuff with your weapons in order to get them to work properly with the defenses. I wish they had a little more tactics with that. But then again, at the same time, I also wish the game explained it a little better because it took me a little while to figure some of this stuff out. But we'll see how this goes.
Activated. Defense grid set
We got
to
4 more waves to go.
extermination mode.
Let's do this shit. Alright, let's upgrade some more towers. Let's get...
Defense sequence activated. Defense grid set
Try
to
to look and see what type of enemies are coming this time.
mode.
So we'll find out. Alright, so it's those guys. Or at least some of those guys. We'll see what else comes. Looks like some more big guys.
Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
Alright. Looks like everything has been upgraded fairly well. Is there any places I could add some turrets that would just improve my damage output? Let's go over here. Let's do that. Anywhere else? Right there. Alright.
Defense sequence activated. Defense grid
I believe there's
set
some more of
to
those shadow guys this time
extermination
around.
mode.
Or the shielded guys.
Turret nodes in hibernation.
Nice.
Defense grid set to building mode.
Yeah, you know what? I like this one. Upgrading that. I think that would be a really good option because there's a nice long straightaway there. And I think it would do quite a bit of damage. Well, maybe. I like the statistics they give you. Let's see here. This one did 2 kills. No, those aren't even. I think it's mainly because these have the most. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. Last wave. Alright, let's see how this goes. Really? Wait, why are there aliens over there? I'm lost. Weird. Interesting. Oh, this puts me into a new... Okay. Alright, I like those two, but I actually think I may want to go back to the freeze gun because of that secondary fire where I can launch a grenade to freeze enemies, because then I can freeze them and hold them in place, and my weapons can deal some major damage to them. I like that idea. Towers. Oh good, I get an additional tower this time. That's something I like. Serostrons that project a spatial disruptor field that slows enemies. The field radius grows immensely as the tower is leveled up. Only target flying enemies. Interesting. I don't see any flying enemies. Unless flying enemies follow the same path, which wouldn't make much sense. Like the idea of the mortar, kind of cool. Slow field as well. really like the penetrators. They do a lot of good damage in straight line. Gatlings are pretty good just overall damage, and they're cheap, which is nice. I think I'll use the freeze, so I'm not going to bother with the... Alright, so 500 drone hovers above the block tower, shooting anything you can see, be it earthbound or airborne. Large damage, large range. Kind of like that one. Let's do that one. So I'll have 2 decent and then 2 quick firing. Maybe swap out this for the accelerator? No, because the... No, that's fine. We'll leave that. Okay. So freeze, shotgun, sniper. Oh, there is flying enemies, but they don't give you a path. Oh, that's just wrong. Okay, well, good thing I chose the,
Defense grid set to building mode.
There's a teleporter back there. And that's...
Start preparing for the attackers by building defensive towers on the bridge area.
Okay, this is going to be interesting. So I eventually want to funnel them, but I can't just build towers because they'll likely come after me fairly quickly. Shit. I guess I could do something like every other. Put them right in the center here, maybe. Nope. It's close. Ooh, that's a good idea. No. That way they're all 3 forced to come this way. And they'll head down the shortest path. Now I can concentrate fire here. Alright, so we'll put like a scattergun here. One, two, three, or let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 scatterguns be enough? I don't know. We'll find out.
Building mode.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Another scatter laser.
In hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
really long range.
Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
Okay. I do know this next enemy that's coming in. That one. Oh, they do tell you. Ah. Okay. Okay. So you need to go into, so you press escape to pull up the information, and so like this one that's coming in, they're immune from the front, but the back is extremely weak. And I remember this one because they do have this one in the tutorial. So yeah, we'll see where this goes.
Hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
On this. Yes, they take no damage up front, but once they start taking back,
Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set.
Okay. Finally getting to the point where I can start. Elevator. Link. Oh, damn it. Penetrator. It's alright. Get this straightened out. That one needs to be penetrator. That one is. Okay. Still, but it's the ones that slow down when they turn, so this should be pretty good. That was worth it. Okay.
Building mode.
Right, now this is the first one where we're going to have some AA, so I'm going to put in another one of these here. And let's see here. I guess I can continue. This should be a wave of enemies from the sky. So we're gonna see how this works. Hopefully I have enough of those to take care of them. Find out soon enough. So they should come. There they are. Let's see the path they kind of follow. Oh, no. Aren't those things? Okay, good. I was just about to say. Oh shit. We got a problem. Oh good, and those are able to attack them too. Alright, excellent. I think we might be okay. Yay, alright.
Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
So, I have this set up right? Yep. So, okay, so there, and then they'll exit out over here. Okay, cool. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. It'll work, but that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. So, let's get the penetrators. That's it, right? Yep. Nice. Pop around where I want to. And should be in fairly good shape. Alright. Well, let's see how this works. Alright, so we got the small walkers and the big walkers. Or I guess the medium-sized walkers and the small ones. Hell yeah.
Turret nodes in
That
hibernation.
out.
Defense grid set to
Jeez.
building mode.
Alright. What was coming this wave? Alright, we got the... Okay, so we need to have my sniper out. Look like any air, that's good. Okay, so you can see that, okay. 9... Hopefully all the other stuff I have will be good against those.
Nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
These guys' weakness is rapid fire weapons. It's like the Gatling guns are really good against them, apparently. So we're gonna just see. There's one of them. Is that it? Only one enemy? Jesus.
Turret nodes in hibernation.
Soak up
Defense
damage.
grid set to building mode.
Alright. Let's see what happens. It's a little creepy when she laughs. Nice.
Turret nodes in hibernation.
Nice.
Defense grid set to building mode.
Continue upgrading all of these first. Damn it. What's coming this way? Oh, the runners. Okay. All right. Lots of little dudes. I'm gonna back up to nice.
Turret nodes in hibernation. Defense grid set to building mode.
Okay, so this is the next wave of air units. And actually, looking at the time, I'll probably make this my last wave. Whoa, there's one of them. I think my stuff's gonna make pretty quick work of these guys. Come back to the back. Just gonna watch things from afar. Okay.
Turret nodes in hibernation.
That was pretty
Defense
easy.
grid set to building mode.
Nice. But yeah, so that's Sanctum. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it's a lot of fun. They've done a really good job with the tower defense portion of it, and adding in some manipulation that you have to do from as the player itself is kind of cool, especially with those shielded guys. I kind of wish there was some more that were kind of like that. Maybe like something like you'd have to shoot off something in order to like weaken them or so forth. But they have some pretty unique units, and I hope there's some more to come. I can't imagine that that's completely it, but it's very possible. Yeah, the one where you gotta like just keep like dumping damage into them is pretty crazy. It's a really interesting mechanic, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. I think Sanctum is absolutely worth picking up, especially if you're a tower defense aficionado. If you really enjoy this kind of game, this is an excellent option. Definitely can't say no to it. I'm a huge fan of Defense Grid, and I've played a lot of other tower defense games, and I'll say this one's actually really cool. I'm definitely looking at spending some additional time in it. It doesn't look like it has any like really nice story like Defense Grid does, so it might be one of those games where I just kind of pick up and play, just when I feel like it. I don't think there's much to really draw me in. Maybe Sanctum 2 will be a little different, so I don't know. That's something to look forward to. Hopefully, I'll be able to put that into my to the rotation sometime. Again, like I said, I don't want to have too much repetition in the stream, so I'll probably try to add that in a couple of months. But yeah, so that was Sanctum. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, I'll be doing these. So I've got another stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be playing Endless Space. That's a 4X game. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I tried to look into it. I mean, like they have Endless Legend, I think, is made by the same developer, and that one's more like a Civilization or like Total War kind of style of game. So I'm not sure if Endless Space is like that. I guess I should probably look into some videos on it before I start playing tomorrow. I probably will. But when I think 4X, I'm thinking like Sins of Solar Empire or something on those lines where it's real time. But it may not be real time. Maybe it's more like Master of Orion or something like that, where it's kind of turn based and so forth. So, anyways, I'll be playing that tomorrow at 2 p.m. So looking forward to that. As always, check out the forums. We're going to be playing Killing Floor 2 tonight, and you can of course see the list of games that I'm going to be playing. I'll try to get the schedule up for next week today on there, and of course I'll announce that on the stream tomorrow as well. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. So this is ZeroGuardian signing off. I will see you next time.